In this video, I'm going to show you a tool from MaxQda called Trends. So word trends and code trends here. So this tool is especially useful for analyzing chronological trends in your documents. It's here in the Visual Tools tab from MaxQda. And what you see here is the word trends. So it's a tool to analyze where and how often some words appear in your documents. And you can use it for a single document, for multiple documents, like here in this example, for document groups, and also for document sets. If you use it for a single document, the text is going to be divided in sections of equal length, and you are going to get the frequency of the words selected, so here, for each sections, and represented in a linear chart like this. For multiple documents like here, you can analyze how the use of some words changes according to your documents. It means that if your documents are in chronological order, you can see how the use of these words, this vocabulary, changes over time. And that's interesting because there are not many tools for doing chronological analysis with MaxQda. And also, just one thing, instead of multiple documents, you can also select document groups or document sets. So kind of make a pre-selections of the documents you want to use and sort them in groups or set. So the tool is interesting even if you just want to compare non-chronological documents, but I find it very interesting when you want to see changes over time if your documents are in chronological order. For example, maybe you want to study an annual report on a specific topic, or monthly meetings, press articles on an evolving topic, or maybe lots of other scenarios where you want to analyze the evolution of the words. So here I have documents from the European Union. It's the State of the Union addresses, so one every year, almost every year since 2010. So you can imagine that some of the topics, some vocabulary have been given more or less weight depending on the time and the situation. So you can see that this corpus, which is here, the speeches have not been coded yet. So what I'm showing you is also a way to explore your documents at the beginning of a research. So let's look at how to use the tool with this example here. So from the toolbar, Visual Tool, Word Trends, Single or Multiple Document, here we are going to choose Multiple, and if you want to compare document groups or set, you also have to pick Multiple here, and you're going to be able to pick your documents, groups or sets here. So now we are going to pick the documents here, and that's it. So you can see your documents here arranged in chronological order here at the bottom, and we are going to talk about how to sort out your documents like this later, and you can see the evolution of some words with the line. So we are going to come back to this type of chart later too. When you create a new chart, you can see that the words listed here are the most frequent words in the corpus, but they are not usually very interesting. So you can modify this, you can delete them, and you can add some words on your own. So let's look at the evolution of the use of some words. Maybe we can start with peace here. Okay, so you can see that in 2011, it's been used 3 times, 4 times here, 6 here, 1 here. And what's also interesting is to see what's been said, so to have a look at the word in its context. So to do that, just click on the dot here and you're going to be able to see the word in its context. And if you want even more context, you can even click here, and here in the background it's going to open the document at the exact place where this word is. So it's interactive like most of MaxQda's tool, and also if you hover your mouse over a dot, a node, you can get more information. So let's do the same thing with war here. we can hide this one just to better see the other one. So just click here and it's going to be gray and disappear from the chart. Same thing if we want to see which war they are talking about. So same thing, we can open the results here. So Syria, civil war, Second World War. Here, I think this one is going to be Cold War, Great War, Second World War. And if we move here, it's going to be more, yeah, about Ukraine, I guess. Yeah. So you can see that you can really explore your documents and see what's about a topic really. Let's, for example, just try Ukraine here. Okay, we have 4 different words starting like that. If when you start to type a word, it's not showing here, it's because it's not in your documents. So that's a good example to show you the lemmatization tool here. So it's basically lemmatization is bringing back all words to their roots, to their base form. So plurals and singulars here, like Ukrainians, it's going to be just singular one. So it's activated, but not for the right language. So let's do that in English and start again. See, just the singular one. So same thing, you can, so you see it's been used sooner and of course mostly since here. So same thing, you can see the context and what they are actually talking about when they use this specific word. Okay, what else? Let's have a look at students and Erasmus, which is the exchange program for students in the European Union. So you can see here that it's been used a lot in 2016. What else? Yeah, environment. Like this. Okay, so you see that this is a limited corpus, but you can see the potential of the tool and how to use it. And as I was saying, if you've chosen a single document, so the text is going to be divided into sections of the same length. So at the bottom here, instead of the documents, you're going to have your sections of text. Another interesting thing is that you can get a table of word frequencies from here. So the word frequencies of your corpus, your documents, and you can even remove some of them. It's the same word frequencies tool that in some other tools from MaxQda, like the word cloud, for example. Also, you can change the colors if you want, and you have a few options to export. Just to mention the code trends here, it works exactly the same way, except that instead of word frequency, you can see where and how often your codes have been applied in your documents. But apart from that, it's the exact same thing. So you can open it in the same place and it works the same way. So one question now is how to sort the documents to get them in chronological orders, like this. The tool to see word trends use the order in which they appear in your document list here. So you need to sort them from here. And it's easy here because the year is in the title. It's the first thing in the title. So simply sort it by alphabetical order here, like this, by name. If you have more than one document per year, you can also use the year, month, something like that. Year, month, day. So it's going to take into account the month and day too. Here we go. And there is also another classification option, which is to use document groups, maybe even better document sets, to classify your documents by period or by years. So you can do this manually, or you can use the variables to create sets by year or by period. Just maybe a word of caution with this tool. I think it's a very interesting tool for exploring data, but it does have one drawback, which is the type of chart here. The thing is that in terms of semiology, semiotics, a line like this should only be used to represent a continuous phenomenon. What I mean by continuous phenomenon, for example, if you think about the weather, the temperature is a continuous phenomenon. It's the same thing that changes continuously every second of every day. So that temperature could be a line, and it's usually a line. But precipitations or rain are not a continuous phenomenon. I mean, sure, it looks like that if you live in Scotland, west of Ireland or Brittany, I'll give you that, but it's not. It's more like buckets of snow or water falling from time to time, or maybe quite often, but it's not a continuous phenomenon like the flow of a river, for example. So what I mean is that the frequency of codes is not a continuous phenomenon. So if you want to follow the basic rules of semiology, you can't represent them in the form of lines like this. And it's not a big thing, and it's not a major flaw if you're using the tool to explore your data. But it's just something to keep in mind if you plan to use these charts for presentations and reports, especially for your master's or PhD dissertations, because it's something that the jury could be critical of. So that's it for the trend tool. Just in conclusion, one question that I get asked a lot: are there other tools for chronological or diachronic analysis in MaxQda? The answer is yes, you can also use variables. They are not specific to this type of analysis, but they can be used easily. So the trend tool here is the main visualization tool for chronologies, so to actually see representations of chronologies. But you can of course use variables to compare periods with other tools from MaxQda. All you need to do is to create a variable with a date or simply a number if you just need the year, and then you can define time periods to be compared, and you can use the mixed methods tool to do that.